everyone, and welcome to the Week 4 review, Week 5 preview. As always, Commissioner, Mr. Modest, Mr. Does It All the Time, Mr. Undefeated. I am Brandon, your Commissioner, joined by Joel Gibson today. Joel, how you doing?
I'm all right. You know, still losing.
Hey, that's what you're after, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right. Okay, well, shout out to Eric. We have a new owner we have a new old owner, which I'm pretty excited about. In case everybody doesn't know or didn't pay attention or for some reason doesn't pay attention to the messenger, but pays attention to the videos. I don't know who that person is, but it could be out there. Eric has rejoined the league. He is back with Phil's team. The two of them are going to try to get that shit show of a bandwagon of Phil's team back together. They are 1-3, so they've got time, but not a lot of time. Joe Gibson, anything to say to Eric? I know you're best friends.
Yeah, super pumped. I would love to see some action, but whatever gets it done to have an active owner in the league is a good thing. Welcome back, Eric.
Yeah, and shout out to Phil who had twins. Just so everybody kind of knows what was going on. I think it's okay to say it. Like, I don't know why he would care if people knew that he had twins. They're not going anywhere. So, yeah, he had twins. He's got a lot of stuff on his plate. So I thought bringing in somebody that wanted back into the league would be a good idea. I think it's going to work out. With that being said, we'll get right into the first matchup. It's your champion. He's on the road at CJ. CJ had maybe half a roster all week, so I'm not going to bash him too bad. I wasn't as healthy as I could have been either, but I did get Trey Murphy back, and he looks good. Joel Gibson, I know you love him.
Yeah, I do like Trey Murphy a lot, actually.
Yes. I won, by the way.
You.
Yes.
You got 68 steals this week without a healthy roster. That's pretty impressive. Booker dropped 44 this week. That was pretty impressive. Cat is still performing at a first-round value, and Hartenstein, who I traded to you, is going to be unbelievable when he comes and there's no Chat in the rotation.
Things are looking bright for Mr. Modest. For CJ, yikes.
Robert Williams had a big game.
He did have a big game, but also you realize there's probably a 3-center rotation there. It's like the Magic 2.0 essentially at this point. And I guess owning 2 of the 3 of them is kind of the way to go.
I mean, 3 for 3 would be ideal, but it's also not ideal that those minutes are being split between 3 guys.
Right. And he's injured all the time. But hey, Harden is now the number 2 3-point shooter in the history of the league. So shout out to that. That's pretty cool to have on your team.
Yeah. Really, you couldn't expect much from CJ's team this week. There was a point where I think he had 10 guys injured altogether.
Yeah.
No one can compete that many men down.
Yeah, I agree. Next matchup is Cody taking care of Phil. Phil's roster was almost 3 people down this week. Not a lot to say here. Cody's putting up some pretty good lines. He's adding well. So it's interesting here. I think Cody and I are kind of pulling out a little bit in front of everybody. Doug's team's right there, but I'm just saying I'm feeling a little something from Cody's team lately, and I think I'm right there with him. Just a little something.
Yeah, Cody's team is looking good. Fred VanVleet is back after a slow start. Dort was a really good pickup for Cody.
McCain, whatever. To be non-political, I'm going to go with McCann.
Do you think that is just a slow start, or has he come down to earth a little bit after a big finish to last year?
Who, Ant?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wasn't saying he was a first round value. I mean, I'm not shocked at all. And like we talked about you know, if he's going to come out and he's going to be popping a lot of threes and stuff and not doing what he was doing, using all the usage and driving and getting the free throws and fired up as he was, it's also still early in the season. I think that at the end of the season, you might see something similar, but he has no motivation to do it right now, even if he's capable of doing it, which I think he probably is. I mean, you don't lose that kind of athleticism. But no, I'm not shocked at all.
You heard it here first. Brandon hates ants.
That's all right. It's fine because as he falls down the rank, like Cat moves up. And so it's totally fine. Cat moves up. LeBron moves up. Like, it's totally fine with me. So, no hate. I'm sure in the playoffs he's going to still be very, very good this year again. And I think, like I said, I think these regular seasons, games don't really mean as much. And for somebody as competitive as I think he is, I think that it's hard to, like, get up for these kind of games. You know what I mean? Like, day to day. It's a little bit more difficult.
Sounds like a lot of trash talk. On to the next matchup.
Next matchup is Neiman beating Matt. Yikes. Matt's team is not this bad, but he is just taking on water here. He is taking... Every season you look at his team, and Voos is having a career year. Everybody was like, hey, you should get rid of him immediately. And now he's putting up ridiculous numbers for no reason. Like, just no reason whatsoever. And for some reason, Matt can't buy a win. Neiman's team came out and was kind of like, nah, we're kind of here to play a little bit. He's 3-1 now, so it's interesting.
So it's interesting you make that note about Neiman because I thought his team actually played really bad this week and he still won.
Well,
it was like they didn't come out to play and they still fucking did it. Embiid looked real bad. Sabonis was injured. Markkanen has looked disheartened.
Yeah.
But
let me rephrase my statement. Neiman's out here putting up wins. How about that? He's not putting up stats. He's putting up wins because he's got 3 of them. And let me tell you, in the East, that's crazy town. He's got 3 wins.
It is. Also hilarious that this was a close matchup. Matt really needed stats today, and Donovan Mitchell just rested.
Yep. Just like, nah, I'm good.
Continues.
I'm good. Next matchup is, boy, it came down to the wire for this one. It was Steven at Jake. Cody's very excited about this matchup, clearly. Now holding Steven's pick. Poor Steven. I don't even know if Jake was trying to win this matchup, but he did it anyway on one final steal from Collins. Yeah, shout out to Jake for getting his first win. That's all I got to say about it. I don't know that there's a lot to say. I think Trey was down for Steven at the beginning of the week. And if that's the case, like, he can't compete without Trey and Boncaro. He just can't. And I think I even said that in last week's video. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, Jake has pulled a couple mind fucks on us. One of them has been, like, no one would have anticipated that John Collins was going to be the better play than DeAndre Ayton this year. But he somehow pulled that off and got a CJ draft pick. And Christian Braun has been really fucking good for him for just a draft pick at $1. Those 2 guys might have got him the win this week. So, good on them.
Yeah, it's real good out there. Next matchup is Adam at Kyle. Adam won this. No surprise. Kyle's team sucks. Like, we can talk about Adam's team if you want to. We can say Levine. We can say... Well, Levine wasn't very good today. But I think Levine has 4 games next week. And we'll get to that in the preview because I play Adam, so I do have some thoughts. So I'm mildly interested in his schedule next week, but yeah, he beat Kyle. That's it. Wemby's really good. That's all we have to say.
Yeah, I have a couple thoughts. One, I thought Adam had a really nice pickup this week with Beasley from Detroit.
Mhm.
That guy is lighting it up right now. They need a shooter out there, and he is shooting.
It's almost like I've always said, Cade just needs a bunch of shooters around him, and he'll be phenomenal.
Man, will he ever? Also, I thought it's been interesting that Adam has held on to Cam Whitmore this entire time. Cam Whitmore is no longer a rookie and is in the G League. So at some point, I think you got to let go. He's a nice young talent, but there's just a lot of guys in that Houston rotation. If you want to win this year, he's got to go. And even as a tanking team, I'm not sure I would pick him up off the wire.
Well, because I'm playing him next week, I'd like to thank you for making that point. That was real nice of you. Next matchup is Joel and Doug. Doug took care of Joel. Joel started playing players here towards the end. Joel, please tell us your thoughts on why you're all of a sudden playing people. You almost won.
I mean, I came real fucking close. Word on the street is that Doug doesn't want to win this year. So, of course, I wanted to go get a win. So I went for it, and I came up a little bit short. I decided halfway through the matchup, so that's okay. It's all right, Mo. I know, it's upsetting. But ultimately, I came into this matchup expecting to lose. I ended up losing. But it came down to the wire. Cade had another triple-double that put me right in it all the way to the end. But Doug gets another win for whether he wanted it or not. We're unsure.
That's great. And also, Joel, your computer is blocking your face, so we just saw your forehead the whole time there. You were just a talking voice. You were like talking about your team, and I literally was like laughing with my head in my hand the whole time. So I just want you to know, nobody saw your face during that take.
That's all right.
Okay.
I honestly kind of forgot that the camera was right there, and I was just looking at my notes.
All right. Well, with that being said, we'll get right into week 5. First matchup's the champs matchup. He's the home team against Adam. Adam's going to keep Whitmore because he doesn't watch these videos. And I have him as the number 6 team playing me, the number 1 team. And I'm going to win.
Yeah, you're going to win for sure. If Adam wants any shot at it, he's got to use that as a cycle spot, and he's got to cycle really, really smart. But I'm still picking the champ. You're on fire right now, man.
Yeah, I absolutely am, and all my players. Oh, it's all coming together. And boy, if I don't have 2 at least top 75, I'd say like a top 50, top 25 player. Like if you add them together, maybe. But they're still on my IR. We've got 2 broken hands over here still. So I'd just like to say that, but I think I'm going to win.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident you'll win. Jokic got much needed rest today.
Yeah, I hope everything's okay with him. I still have no idea what's going on. They keep saying personal reasons. I'm sure somebody on the internet somewhere knows what's going on, and I just didn't care to find it. But shout out to him. He took 2 games off. Come on back, MVP. That'll be his 4th MVP. I will say, if he wins a 4th MVP this year, that I think we might have to remove Shaq from the Mount Rushmore of centers. I know the rings, I get the argument, but 4 MVPs is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable.
Yep.
But Shaq, many people would say, was the most dominant player of his time. So it's a tough argument.
You think that the argument against Joker is just that he's playing in LeBron's era? That he's not the most dominant? Like, at 40, LeBron is still the most dominant player, I think, which is crazy town. It's fine to say that, but
I guess it depends on what your definition of most dominant is. But it's a discussion that I'm not ready to have at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, me neither. Next one is Phil at Doug. I'm very interested in this matchup only because it's our first look at Eric and Phil together. I believe Eric filled out the team today. So
They made. I don't think they added anybody to that.
oh, is he still thinking? He literally called me yesterday. Yesterday. He FaceTimed me yesterday. Was asking me about it, so I just assumed that they were gonna add today. I haven't looked at the wire in days.
I'm almost certain that they did not.
They did not.
Hopefully,
They did not. So let's hope they do tomorrow. I don't know why they wouldn't have strategically or Eric strategically added today to save up those ads for next week against Doug, but hey, I don't care how many owners we got to add to this team. We're going to make it competitive as fuck. Doug's the home team here. I have Doug as the number 3 team. I have Phil as the number 7 team. Phil and Eric need a win badly, but I don't think they're going to get it with Doug. If he wants to win this, I think Doug wins this matchup. We're going to see how much of these rumors we've been hearing are legit this matchup. I'm still picking Doug because he has the better team, in my opinion.
yeah. Doug will win if he sets his lineups and Phil/Eric don't add people. So I'm guessing that Doug is going to win. I will believe that people will be added to that team when I see it. So I'm picking Doug for now.
Okay, next matchup is a 2 versus 4 matchup. Cody at Neiman. Really interesting here because, like, if Phil were playing where that team should be, Neiman would not be where he is at 4 right now. But I had to put him over CJ because CJ just has so many injuries right now. I'm going to take Cody here. Cody's putting up some monster lines. I don't think there's a lot that Neiman can do. But if Neiman wants to go heavy cycle, I would be interested to see who Cody drops if he needs to cycle.
Yeah, I'm picking Cody as well. Cody's looking pretty good. And if I recall, his injuries are fairly minor.
Yeah. Nobody crazy.
Yeah.
And
I think it's Caruso.
Yeah, and it's also not Tatum in the playoffs, so he's doing just fine.
Yeah. Big shot the other day.
Yeah, well, he traveled, so it's fine. Like, yeah, I mean, if you get 30 steps before you take the shot, I guess.
Fuck this guy.
Next matchup, Battle of the Homestead Boys, CJ 3-1 versus Steven. I have CJ ranked at number 5 here and Steven at 8. This is extremely interesting. If CJ is as injured as he was this week and also doesn't cycle, Steven could win this matchup if he wants to. To the huge disappointment of Cody's team, and Cody's first draft pick of Steven, I think that Steven can win this matchup because I believe the injuries will catch CJ. I'm going to be interested to see who CJ drops to cycle, but I think we might see Steven on the wire again this week. He might just pop up there.
Yeah, I'm also picking Steven. CJ is so banged up right now, and Tyler Hero heard that he got traded from Cody's team, and he is fucking pissed.
I told you. Nobody wanted to believe. You just had to believe this kid. He is hungry, man.
Yeah, Lord Almighty, he is fucking throwing fireballs out of his asshole. This guy, wow. So I'm picking Steven.
Yeah, absolutely. Next matchup is Joel versus Matt. Now, this one is only interesting to me because are you going to let Matthew beat you in a tag season? Are you going to do it? This is a real question because if you do it, Matt is going to hold this one win in your tag season over you for the rest of your life. Remember that one time that I beat you when you weren't trying?
I mean, but that's going to be the asterisk. I wasn't trying.
Right.
The question is, will I halfway through this decide, fuck this, I can't let Matt beat me, and just start setting my lineups? and then it might not be enough.
Deja vu.
I'm not making a pick on this matchup this week. I'm keeping my intentions to myself.
Excellent. I'm going to pick. Let's see. What's your record? 1-3. Let's see. Tough. I'm taking you. I'm taking you. There's no way. There's no way you can do it. I won't believe it until I see it.
Grudge match, baby.
Last matchup is Jake at Kyle. Tons of fun. Jake gets his first win this week. He'll get his second one against Kyle this week. Kyle's team sucks. Wemby is good. Kyle's team sucks.
Yeah, Asar Thompson's coming back.
Hey! So that worked out so well for Chris Bosh after he was getting those blood clots. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't wish that even on a Kyle player. So
oh, absolutely not.
Hopefully he comes back and he's the lesser Thompson. But I'm also picking Jake this week.
Yep. Well, that's it. Pretty quick this week. Only 21. Even if we ramble for another 45 seconds, it'll be 22 minutes. We cut 8 off. So as people are listening to us, at the 2x speed, it'll only take you 10 minutes.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. Anything else from you, Joel Gibson?
No. Matt, go fuck yourself this week.
Excellent. Yeah, I still have the trophy, guys. Good luck. See ya.